Hello everyone and welcome back. I'm Duke Silver and today we are reviewing the semi-final games from the August Community Gaming Tournament. So this round is elimination as well. So top 4 move on, and there's 2 pods of 8, so the top 4 from each pod moves on to the top 8 here. But yeah, so we start off with Morgan. Morgan's a hero that I really like in competitive lobbies, just because like it plays from behind. It's a hero that plays from behind better than almost any other hero, I think. The fact that you can get a power spike from a treasure even if you have a bad start just makes a huge difference, I think. So yeah, we're off to a pretty good start. We get a Polywoggle immediately and it slays. So having this evil witch immediately allows us to conserve our health total, not losing any fights, and cracking an egg before level 3, so that's great. We get a kind of an awkward shop here on 3.0, but we get an Ogre Princess for some econ, and we'll take a Minotaur to fill up our board, and kind of makes our Black Cat a little bit better. Yeah, we're gonna get some value out of our Ogre Princess as well, so off to a pretty good start, I'd say. And yeah, basically I just looking for evil stuff to go with this early pair of Black Cats and the Evil Witch, and yeah, we're gonna sell down for this pair. Don't really want to lock this shop because there's nothing else in here that I'd want to buy, so I figure it's better to just sell down and then find some better stuff next turn, hopefully. Win another fight. Water Wraith is really good with the Black Cats, but I really don't like buying Water Wraith on 3.2. I just think it's a little bit too late to try and get scaling out of it. It's just a little bit too small as an initial character, even when it's supported. Like a 3/3 for 3 gold is just not really where you want to be. We don't really want to triple this Black Cat because it makes us a little weaker on board for probably not too much benefit. We already got a level 2 treasure, so we're going to take this this experience and try and get ahead of the lobby here. And I swapped out the Ogre Princess for a Princess Peep because it makes us stronger on board. It's basically like I mean, each the Princess Peep and each token have like 4 stats each, so it ends up being a fair amount at that stage in the game. And the fact that we're going to be on level 5 next turn is huge. We still haven't lost any health, so like it's very reasonable to assume that we're going to be able to get to level 6 before we ever drop below 20. And getting level 6 treasures out of Morgan's power is excellent. Yeah, we're gonna take a Medusa and a Chupacabra here. Chupacabra is obviously not the greatest, but I mean, I just didn't think there's like since we have the double support, I thought it would be fine. But it's definitely not my first choice when it comes to when I'm looking for things on 4. Continuing to win fights, so that's good. Yeah, I'll pretty happily Mix-a-Wizzle the Chupacabra there. If we can find a Kiss, which I'm probably rolling a little too aggressively for, then that would be really good. But we actually found another Nian, so I'm going to sell down, and we're going to play down a character to triple this Nian, so that we've got basically we don't have to have that Chupacabra back, and we get a level 5 treasure. I wonder if Ambrosia's better here. Like honestly, the Sword of Fire and Ice, if you don't have a ranged backline, is like not that good. Like oftentimes, like you're like unless you trade up a little bit, but almost everyone else is playing some kind of range or whatever. So I don't think the extra power in the back without range just it just doesn't matter very much. And yeah, we lose our first fight there. So. But yeah, I think taking the Ambrosia would have been much better there. Putting more stats on on our cats, and then being able to put something much better there when we get to level 6 would have been much better, I think. But yeah, so we're just like a pretty full evil comp. We got picked up a tree, which should help us fight against other people who have larger stat comps. Get kind of some unfortunate fight RNG. We could have won that fight. Like, I think we were very heavily favored to win that fight, but attacks were we just lost a couple 50-50s there. And now we'll triple up this black cat. Although none of those treasures are very appealing. Another thing that's a little bit awkward about this Sword of Fire and Ice is, like, we want to put the extra power on these sirens, so we want them in the back, but then we don't have anywhere to put our supports. So we just have to deal with some kind of awkward positioning here. Stealing a soul attack is nice. And we steal a golden character to deal some damage at the end there. It's possible I should have just taken that second apple tree just to try and get another level 5 treasure. We're against the ghost here. I'm rolling more aggressively because we're against the ghost, and I figure I can almost take this turn off, but I think that's a mistake. Like, I don't think we improve our board at all here. Yeah, we took a chicken and just spent our gold rolling, which is not great, because even like the ghosts in these lobbies are going to be strong, and you can't really underestimate them. Because you never know when someone will just get taken out by a high roll. Yeah, it would have been so much better if we had attacked their siren there, but unfortunately, we lost the 50-50, and then that ended up being enough to lose the fight there. Although it's not clear that we would have necessarily been able to win the fight, even if we'd stolen their siren, but. And I like Sting a lot in the evil comps. There's a lot of things that care about having extra attack in slot 1 when you have like a pumpkin comp. Specifically like Doom Breath. And I mean, to a lesser extent, Medusa as well. Steal wombats there. Fortunately, our apple tree survives, and we get some or we take away some stats from their wombats. We win that fight. Stealing wombats and having it go into our sting slot is great. And yeah, we're gonna take a shepherd sling here, or no, sorry, not shepherd sling, staff. So we can try and piece together some kind of end game comp. We've got some scam pieces, but we really need pumpkin. Our treasures aren't even that good for pumpkin right now, but that's our clearest path. And yeah, this opponent has a golden pumpkin, thanks to their ashwood, and also a horn. Yeah, we take a big chunk of damage, take 14, but we get a singing sword, which is pretty much exactly what we want in a pumpkin comp, in our evil comp. And yeah, we're gonna take the Pandora's box here. I mean, it's reasonable to assume that we're not going to take 17 this fight, even if we lose, especially since we now have this singing sword and the golden doom breath. I think I replaced this Sword of Fire and Ice here, which ends up being a mistake. I probably should just get rid of the staff, but I figure the extra stats from the singing sword is enough, but losing the attack on the siren is probably a mistake. I should probably just be playing as many stats as I can at this point. Yeah, the opponent has a soul attack, which stops our Doom Breath from getting any value, and then our Siren gets attacked into, and we get some pretty bad attacks to take exactly 17 there. So, but we do end up with a 4th place, so somebody died a little harder than we did, which is good. The difference between top 4 and bottom 4 in these lobbies is it makes a big difference. It's a 2-point difference. You get 6 points for a 4th and 4 points for a 5th. So securing top 4 is like we lost in a very unfortunate way, but it's a little bit of a silver lining, I suppose. But yeah, now we're gonna play Pup. It's just I mean, I kind of like Sad Drac. I don't really like Apocalypse in the competitive lobbies. They're just too tempo oriented, and even with the extra HP, like not having any like being incentivized to aggressively take experience spells is just not what you want to be doing. You want to take experience spells when you're ahead, but if you never get ahead, then you just can never take experience, which is a bit awkward. But yeah, I like Pup because it has gives you extra stats in the early game, which is you just want to save HP, and not to mention Pup can get ahead with like polywoggles. There's a polywoggle in this shop. And yeah, it makes Baby Root just an incredible character early on in the game, which we haven't found one, but just in general. And our polywoggle gets a slay early, which is a little. I'll put it in the 2nd slot, hoping that it wasn't going to get the slay, but we'll take a Shadow Assassin anyways. It's a big range character when it's in front of the support here. And taking the Princess White would have been a lot more efficient gold-wise, but I just think that Minotaur is more useful in this situation. Just spread out the supports a little bit. Because, I mean, having the big range in the back is just going to allow us to win a lot more fights than having it in slot 1. And there's another polywoggle. None of these add stats, so I think spinning gold is fine, especially going into 4. On Pop, like, 4 is a pretty important spot because there's great supports in Lady of the Lake and Sporko, so we want to be able to buy like maybe a couple of those, and spinning gold's going to give us an extra roll for that at least. There's a Lady of the Lake, so pretty much exactly what we wanted. And now we're going to play the polywoggle and hope to get a level 5 ahead of schedule. Of course, we want a Friendly Spirit. These extra stats provided by Pup is great for Friendly Spirit. Yeah, pretty easy Fairy Tale. Neither of those other 2 treasures really do anything for us. And getting 4/4 Sporkos or Lady of the Lakes is going to be important. We're going to be much better than not. Or than having them as 3/3s. Since 3/3 you're a lot more susceptible to Fireball. His opponent has a treasure map and a pair of soul tax already. And our Friendly Spirit stats go on the Lady of the Lake, which is huge. Which means we're going to win this fight. Pretty handily, too. Once we get some golden, and we get some golden damage on there. And we get an Angry out of the polywoggle, which is definitely not really what we want. Another reason that Pup is pretty decent is River Wish Mermaid actually gives some stats to things it's behind. But even still, you still can't really force it. You need to be set up to take a River Wish Mermaid before you actually take one. This is kind of a weird mishmash board, but hopefully just our raw stats and a couple of Medusas are going to be able to keep us alive. Switch the positioning so we get our Medusas going first here. We don't have 6 attack on them, which is a little bit awkward, but hopefully it's enough. And yeah, they're still gonna be able to take down a bunch of stats on the opponent's board. I didn't really take much stats out of that sure shot, but yeah, we just barely lose that fight, unfortunately. One thing Medusa is not very good against is supports and attacking into Sting characters. And here, I mean, we've got a couple of Medusas already. We've got a Black Cat, we've got a Mad Mim, so the Sarcophagus is probably the choice. I'm just trying to talk myself out of taking this Crystal Ball. I mean, to be fair, we don't really have a line on like a hat. We've got a pair of 4s, so that could be like a Moonsong Horn or Fork, but especially in a lobby like this, I'm not inclined to take it or to try and force myself into mages. We're gonna take some experience though. The Sarcophagus gives us enough strength that I think this experience is justified. We get a couple of fortunate hits there. The mummy not hitting one of our backline characters is really big. And yeah, we're able to win and get the extra experience. And yeah, we're gonna take a couple Cupids here. Still not a huge fan of Cupid, but I mean, it's a pair of 5s, and we're on level 6 next turn, so I don't really want to be like rolling through level 5 shops just trying to find something. So we're just gonna take the pair, and we're gonna try and make it work. Although the positioning here is like super awkward because almost everything on our board wants to attack first. Literally everything on our board at this point wants to attack first. I think the Black Cat should be in. Yeah, figuring out what to support as well is a bit awkward. Not playing the Lady of the Lake seems weird. Both Medusas get attacked into immediately, so really unfortunate there. We do end up with enough stats to win the fight. And yeah, getting a pumpkin immediately on 6 is huge, and getting the pair almost immediately after that is incredible. So we're in really good shape in this lobby now. Positioning is still super awkward. I think I want the Cupids to be attacking before the Medusas. Although Medusas are guaranteed to get value if they attack, whereas Cupids can get beat by Soul Tax, and we know that at least one opponent had Soul Tax. But I worry that that Cupid will be left alone basically, and not be able to get any value when it's because Cupids just can't win fights against a single other character, whereas Medusa is literally at its best against single other characters. But we get enough damage and some scam there to win that fight pretty handily. Tempted to just fire off that TLK on the Angry. Just hope for something good, or something evil rather. Without any supports, I'm not a huge fan of the Doom Breath, so we're just gonna roll past it. And I'm gonna triple this Medusa and try and hopefully get some things that aren't all competing for the first attack. Our support gets killed immediately by a lightning dragon. Both pumpkins get taken out super early in the fight, so that's not great. But we are getting a lot of sarcophagus triggers. And we get a steal with our siren. And we end up winning the fight. And we get the pumpkin triple. Pretty easy Pandora's box. Neither of these other two things are really that exciting. And getting stone, especially on pumpkin, is not really where you want to be. And we don't have nearly enough mages for 9th book to matter yet. Yeah, we're gonna play this Doom Breath and play this Mad Mim behind it. I think it's I mean, it's a level 6, so it's good with pumpkin, of course. And yeah, this you know, like Cupid's actually got kind of doing some work here. Although they do have a lot of stats. So we're gonna have to hope to get at least slightly lucky here. Well, I guess not. They don't have that much toughness left. All the golden characters have a decent amount of damage on them, so we end up with a tie, and we get World Tree with a good boy in the shop. So, I mean, we're at 27, top 3 with a World Tree. I feel like we got this one pretty much locked up, right? I mean, Golden Pumpkin and Good Boy is great. We would like I mean, obviously there's several things we would like. Yeah, we'll definitely take an Oni Tyrant here. Try and get some stats on this Good Boy when it attacks. So like Doom Breath is a little bit awkward. I'm gonna put it in slot 4, basically hoping that it pops out an apple tree. The amount of times that Doom Breath has ever done anything in slot 2, I feel like is very little. I mean, it still gets the attack off in slot 4 somehow, but like maybe I should have put it in slot 2, but I felt like the Cupids might have just been a better option. And we lose that fight. So we are going to have to improve, but we find a Lordy, so that improves us immediately. And a second Good Boy, so... yeah. I think just with those 2 buys, we're much stronger. I just cut out a little bit of a timer there and ended up buying the Hi-Ho. Just hoping I get another Lordy, and also just giving the board +1/+1. Maybe that was kind of a weird buy, but it seemed right at the time. But it probably wasn't. But that might be, yeah. I mean, the only thing that we were really gonna hit is a Lordy. Like an Angry is sometimes okay on a board like this, on a World Tree board, but often it's just not like that. The stats gained from an Angry just aren't going to be enough to matter. Yeah, getting a level 6 triple though is going to be great. Consider buying this this baby bear, but which I do like with if you have like a court wizard, but the fact that we don't means I just rethink it, and we're gonna buy the just stockpile 1 gold and cast a spell on a Good Boy here. Taking out their Medusa immediately is huge. I've got a lot of Oni Tyrants, but I mean, it's pretty tough to beat World Tree. Although that's a pretty good Cupid hit for them, but not quite enough. I think it's Singing Sword. We're down to top 2 now, and yeah, I think it's worth it to get rid of this sarcophagus now. It's pretty much run through its usefulness. Lordy makes us big enough that the lightning dragon doesn't really do anything. We pop a big ol' golden pumpkin and they attack into our tree immediately, which is huge. And yeah, that's enough to win the game. So we get a 4th place and a 1st place, so we're in very good shape going into game 3 here. I think we don't need much of a placement to lock up our our top 8 spot. So that's great. And we get a really, really good shop of heroes here. I like Curse King, Potion Master, and the Fates all a lot. Potion Master I've done the best on ladder with, like it's got my highest average placement. So I'm gonna go with that, just hoping for consistency to pay off, but I do like Curse King and the Fates a lot. They just have so much good early game power, but Potion Master kind of does as well, but it's a little more hit or miss, I think. Although we get a pretty good opening shop as well. I mean, obviously Cindy into the Frog Prince is great, and then we get a spell to cast on the Frog Prince, and getting that extra Potion Master bonus is great too. Also, fighting Sharebear in round 2 is nice, because that means we're going to be able to buy 2 characters and still cast a spell. And we got a lot of stats on their good boy already, but the fact that there was the Mim attacked and died meant we were able to take out that unicorn and win the fight. I think I cast at least 1 spell here, but I feel like honestly I should have just fired off the cantrip into the TLK on the Cinderella immediately. Just getting a gold 3 that has a bunch of extra stats, I feel like would have been really good for me here. I do lock the TLK because I'm planning on basically I'm going to use the lucky to get some econ, and then I'm planning on TLKing the lucky, but I think the other line that I just mentioned would have been much better. Just like there's a good chance, not a good chance, there's a fair reasonable chance that we just find some like a golden 3 that can carry us. Like if we get a Queen of Hearts with the Black Cat and whatnot already, or like even like a Princess White would have been really good. I'm gonna take the Hermes boots here just because we have the stag, so we want that to be attacking consistently, and then we can take this Ogre Princess and guarantee some stats on it. Yeah, like imagine if we'd TLK'd the Cindy into a golden stag that had 2 spells cast on it. Then we'd have some real stats to work with. And yeah, we're gonna get destroyed here. They have a very early Godmother. They got a very fortunate Polywoggler or True Love's Kiss that went with their board very well. I mean, I don't mind a greedy, especially early, but definitely does not quite compare. And yeah, we're gonna TLK it again. So we have a Baba Yaga on 3.2. And I don't really want to lock, but I do want one of these 3s, and I think it's gonna be the pig. Otherwise, like I don't want to have to try and find a targeted spell for the Sleeping Princess if I can help it, I guess. And I think like we're pretty strong, so we should get some pig gold. We might not get both pig golds, but I feel like we have a decent amount of stats and we should be able to get some value. This I mean the fact that our stag gets to attack means, yeah, we're definitely going to get some value out of this. And yeah, we survive with one pig and our Baba Yaga. We did fail to slay with the Ogre Princess, which is a little unfortunate. I definitely like a monster book on 4.0. We can triple up this Frog Prince, and we'll take the cookbook. I feel like that's a pretty much a no-brainer on Potion Master, since we kind of want to use targeted spells anyways. And yeah, now we can put some stats on the Ogre Princess as well as this Baba Yaga. So yeah, we get a decent chunk of stats that turn. And we get the slay this time. We lose both our pigs, but we take out their golden pig as well, so not too bad. And then we get a pair of Sporkos in the shop. And I'm gonna go for the shard here on the Baba Yaga, which I'm not entirely convinced is right. I mean, having a pretty decently sized ranged support backline is pretty good. I take Ring of Thunder here, which I guess is fine. And there I made a huge mistake there. I wanted to buy that Soul Tack, and I just like I don't know, I wasn't paying attention enough and grabbed the River Wish Mermaid. So that's a huge mistake there, and sets us back 4 gold because I'm going to sell down and buy the Soul Tack anyways. I like being able to protect my supports, but yeah, losing so much gold and having to play down a character is just terrible. And yeah, our opponent already has Sword of Fire and Ice and 2 level 4 treasures, so they're gonna just destroy us here. And yeah, at this point I'm not entirely sure like where what direction I should be heading. Like clearly we need to catch up. Buy the second Soul Tack, but I think that's a mistake. I feel like I can't really afford to pair up something that has such low stats. Like a 520 just isn't doing anything. We really needed to find like another support or something, like another Lady of the Lake, or even actually a Medusa would have been great. Although we get paid off for our Soul Tack there, which is nice. And we end up winning this fight. Yeah, should probably be at least like trying to find some summons. I mean, there's no summons on level 4, but making use of that Ring of Thunder would have been good. But yeah, getting the TLK on that Nian is good. The fact that we already have the Hermes boots with this large Doom Breath is great. I buy a River Wish Mermaid to put behind this Doom Breath, which is maybe fine, but actually in hindsight, I think that's a pretty big misplay. Like I'm not moving into Slay, so I think River Wish Mermaid is just kind of a liability and makes my backline a lot weaker. And yeah, we get trounced again. So I think I bail on the River Wish Mermaid here immediately. I mean, gaining 4 health is definitely not nothing. And we're gonna play Cupid in 5. I should probably just buy this gingerbread, or I think I buy this Tweedledee. I guess Tweedledee is fine here. Yeah, I think buying that River Wish was a huge mistake. Buying both of them was a huge mistake. And unfortunately, our attacks go pretty poorly there. I mean, I think it was maybe 50-50. We were maybe unfavored a little bit. But yeah, it just goes to show how bad Cupid is when it gets down to the last character. And yeah, and it shows how important getting extra attack on these Sporkos is. Like getting them up to 4/4s or 5/5s is extremely good. I think we're gonna take the 3 big pigs here, just to try and hopefully add some temporary strength, and then we find a pumpkin. It's a little bit awkward that this Doom Breath is good. So maybe the pumpkin wasn't the right call. Again, we don't have any good pumpkin treasures. One of these board, or we're against one of the top boards. Like everyone else is low except for the two top players here. And yeah, they've already got a good boy. And our Doom Breath isn't even big enough to kill both the backline units it hit. Because of they probably had a very early embiggening stone. Probably treasure map into a triple on one of those supports. And yeah, they're gonna have enough, or by far enough stats to just destroy us and knock us out here. We get a fifth. Somebody died worse than we did, which is good. Again, we didn't need like an incredibly good spot here to move on to top 4. And yeah, as you can see here, I just put up the stats for the end of the round there. We get into top 4 in third, or top 8 in third place. Yeah. So yeah, we didn't need to do particularly well in that game to move on, but still, definitely made a few mistakes. Yeah, so thanks everyone for watching. I hope this is educational at least. Let me know what you would have done, especially in the spots where I made mistakes. Definitely curious to hear, or what you thought of the games in general. Yeah. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you enjoyed the video, really appreciate it. It really helps the channel out. And yeah, I will have the top 8 video either tomorrow or the next day. All right, see you tomorrow.